we live in a different time zone to our fellow Australians. You wake up at 4:30 in the morning when it seems like very impossible to do so. But when you do wake up, and at the end of the 2-hour session, there was such a positive feeling after those sessions that every single minute of it was so useful. And all of us that get into a field like the ESDM, we want to better ourselves. That's why we are here, and we're committed to the model. Now, in terms of the virtual delivery of the sessions themselves, we were students, you know, and she was Miss Elizabeth Aylward was a great teacher, and as you would expect, very organized sessions with the materials being available to read at instances where we had to do further reading, very clear instructions on what our tasks were, and what we had to record these 2-minute video clips of us working with the child or different children if you were working with different children at different stages. And we had a focused section of the chapters that we were reading. So again, it helped to combine the chapters that we were reading theoretically and helped to apply those into the skills and transfer those across to a 2-minute video clip, and then get feedback on that during the sessions. And then watching other colleagues working on the same skills at the same time. So anything you couldn't think of and they did, and they got the praise for, then that meant that even though your video clip was just two minutes long, but at the end of it, you got 2 hours worth of experience. And as I mentioned to you before, it came from watching videos of therapists from across the world from different fields. So you can only imagine the amount of knowledge and skills that were then combined at the end of each session. Now, in terms of the course itself, I just couldn't believe that something that was run virtually could be so successful. Maybe because of my old school thinking of a teacher, that you need to be in a classroom facing your children when you're teaching a concept. But actually, I felt like because the sessions were online, we got the opportunity to meet people from across the world, Singapore, Russia, Romania, Poland, UK, Australia, and we got to share so many ideas. We got to learn so much more from each other's experiences. And if I was to be very specific with you about the parts that I enjoyed the most, was the ability to self-reflect. You come, and pardon me for saying this, but you come into the mindset that, oh, there is a problem, I have to fix it. But actually, through the self-reflection that you do realize that a lot of the time, the reason why something is not working is your techniques. As Liz would always, every time we would show her a video of something going wrong, and God forbid if anybody said, oh, this child is not responding, or this child is not doing this, the first thing she would turn around and say, but what are you actually doing wrong? And it got to the point towards the end that if there was somebody new on the team and they said that phrase, we would all say, uh-oh, now you're going to hear it from her. So it was actually the self-reflection part of the course that was so important for us. We got to see not only, and not, as Yoriana mentioned, not only did we get feedback on our own practice, but we learned so much more from working with other colleagues, watching their videos and getting to know what feedback they would receive, so that next time we would be more mindful when working with that child to make that experience better.